Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite segment of the week, where the news is as fresh as the bread at that organic market you pretend to shop at. But we all know you're sneaking those Twinkies. I'm your host, and tonight we're walking into the topic of walking. Yes, walking. That thing you do between your couch and your fridge. But fear not. We've got a solution that's going to revolutionize your stroll, your amble, your saunter, and dare I say, even your mosey. Now I know what you're thinking. Walking? If God wanted us to walk, he wouldn't have invented Uber. But stick with me, folks. We've stumbled upon the best advice for the over 50s to make sure your walk doesn't look like a Wi-Fi signal. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I improve my walking already? This incredible trick to improve your walking doesn't involve being chased by a swarm of bees. It's all about an exercise that targets the ankle dorsiflexors. I know dorsiflexors sounds like a rejected name for a 90s boy band, but it's actually the group of muscles that lift your toes. And apparently, they're the unsung heroes of not face planting on the sidewalk. You see, many people experience fatigue, aches, and the kind of instability that makes you look like you're walking on a boat during a storm. And it's not just because you're carrying the weight of existential dread. It's because your tibialis anterior muscle, located at the front of your shin, is slacking off. And when that happens, you start tripping more than a clumsy hippie at a Grateful Dead concert. But fear not. The solution is here, and it's called the tib raise. It's not a new dance move, although I wouldn't be surprised if it hits TikTok next week. This exercise is so simple. Even your grandma could do it while knitting and yelling at Jeopardy. You just stand against a wall, lift your toes, and hold it like you're showing off your new pedicure. Then you lower them back down, and voila. Now, you start with sets of 15, which is also the number of times I hit snooze on my alarm this morning. And if that's too easy because you're a show-off, you step further away from the wall. It's like social distancing for your feet. And if you're feeling like Hercules, you can try the tib plank, which is basically the plank's annoying cousin who won't stop talking about CrossFit. It's advised to do 3 sets of this daily, which is more commitment than I've ever put into any relationship. But hey, if it means not tripping over every crack in the sidewalk, I might just swipe right on this exercise. Now I know some of you are thinking, walking? Isn't that what we invented cars, scooters, and segways to avoid? But hear me out, because putting one foot in front of the other is about to become your new favorite hobby right after canceling plans to stay in and read. Let's start with the heart, the body's very own drum solo. Walking is like a love letter to your ticker. It gets the blood pumping, the arteries grooving, and the cholesterol levels dropping faster than my phone's battery life. And let's be real. The only thing we want clogged is our internet history, not our arteries. But wait, there's more. Walking is also a calorie torture. Sure, it's not as flashy as those high-intensity, sweat-till-you-regret-it workouts, but it's the tortoise in this race. Slow and steady. And by steady, I mean it'll burn off last night's pizza slice by slice, so you can eventually say, look at me, I'm not just in shape, I'm in a shape that doesn't resemble a blobfish. All right, team, let's take a stroll down joint health lane, shall we? Now, I know what you're thinking. Joints, aren't those the things that only start talking to you after you hit 30? You bet! But here's the scoop. Moving and grooving is like a VIP pass to the good life for your joints. So, let's lace up our sneakers and dive into the riveting world of cartilage care. First off, your joints are the body's hinges. And what happens to a door if you don't swing it open every once in a while? That's right! It gets stuck squeaky and cranky just like Uncle Jerry on Thanksgiving. But when you walk, you're sending a memo to your knees, hips, and all those other bendy parts saying, hey, let's keep the party going. Walking is like a gentle nudge to your joints, reminding them that they've got a job to do, and retirement isn't an option. Now, let's talk lubrication, and get your mind out of the gutter, folks. Sovial Fluid is your body's natural WD-40, and it's what keeps your joints smoother than a jazz solo. When you walk, you're basically telling your joints to pump up the volume on that fluid, which leads to less grinding and more gliding. It's like turning your joints into a well-oiled machine, and who doesn't want to be a slick operator? But wait, there's more. These muscle bodyguards take some of the pressure off so your joints don't have to do all the heavy lifting. It's the difference between carrying your groceries all alone or having a helpful neighbor who says, let me carry those watermelons for you. And trust me, your joints love a good neighbor. And here's a fun fact for you. Cartilage, the cushion in your joint sneakers, gets its nutrients from joint fluid. It's like a sponge soaking up everything it needs to stay plush and cushy. No walking equals no nutrient delivery, which equals a very very hangry cartilage. And nobody likes hangry. So, what's the bottom line? Walking keeps your joints juiced up, cushioned, and ready to boogie. It's the difference between feeling like a rusty robot and a nimble ninja. And the best part, you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. All you need is a pair of shoes and a place to strut your stuff. And for the grand finale, the brain. Walking is a noggin joggin'. It boosts creativity so you can finally start that novel about a time-traveling barista or whatever's been brewing in your head. It fights off the blues, the blahs, and the why am I in this room again moments. Plus, it's meditation in motion. You can literally walk away from your problems, at least until you loop back around because, geography. But let's not forget the social aspect. Walking with a friend is the new happy hour. You can catch up, spill the tea, and get those steps in. And if you don't have a friend, well, walking is a great way to meet one. Just smile at people as you pass by. If they smile back, new friend. If they don't, hey, you've just practiced your poker face. So, what's the takeaway from our little pedestrian talk? Walking is the Swiss Army knife of exercises. It's good for the heart, the waistline, the joints, and the mind. It's the multitasker's workout, the introvert's adventure, and the busy person's escape. It's the thing you can do anytime, anywhere, like right now. Go ahead, walk around your living room. Pretend you're on a mission. Mission I'm impossible. So, what have we learned today, folks? That walking isn't just something you do to get to the bathroom during commercials. It's an art form, and your tibialis anterior is the Bob Ross of your lower leg. It's painting happy little toes that don't trip over happy little sidewalk cracks. And let's face it, we could all use a little improvement in our locomotion, because the only thing worse than tripping in public is realizing your fly's been down the whole time. So let's raise our tibs and our expectations of how we move through the world, because if we're going to get anywhere in life, we might as well do it without face planting. And that, my friends, is the end. Remember, walk like you've got somewhere to be, even if it's just back to the couch. We'll see you in the next video.